everybody. Welcome to my August live stream. So this is the second month I've been doing this, but it's something I'm going to be doing every month, hopefully from here on out. So this is the second Saturday of August, sipping samples at 6 p.m. So throwing out S's in there. All right, today I'm going to be sipping some samples. I'm going to let some people roll in and be talking to some people in the chat. But to start with, I did promise I was going to do a couple of fresh cracks tonight. I've got a old Dominick pick and a Silver Grove from New Riff. So let me get these opened and let them start getting some air. Hopefully I won't have any trouble getting these guys open. Fresh pop there on the old Dominick. So this is actually a Hello Again Whiskey Friends pick, which I know a lot of people, hopefully some people in the chat have been getting this week. It was just went on sale a little over a week ago. Comes in at 7 years old, 122.57 proof, and and this is called the High Rye Drifter. So you can see their sticker on there. If I can get it in front of my face, High Rye Drifter with Kelsey Dime on there. So this was also a pick from not only Hello Whiskey Friends, but Dusty Dan, Drifting Drams, the Turks, and Bourbon of the Week, Chris over at Bourbon of the Week. So those four went in a collaboration on this and have that there. All right. I'm going to get this guy open also. This is the Silver Grove. Taking a peek at the chat over there, I can see Ben from Whiskey Uncensored was in here first, and I don't know if he's still here. Hopefully, if not, he'll be back. But if you haven't subscribed to Whiskey Uncensored, make sure you go check him out. He's got a great channel. Goes live on Friday nights, so he was live last night, and does all kinds of stuff on there. Last night he was covering his trip to Arizona, and I didn't catch the whole stream, but I caught up to where he was talking about his day he spent with Independent Joe out there, Joe and Monica. So that was cool. All right, this Silver Grove is like I say, from New Riff. This is the 2025 release of the bourbon. They also have a rye, Silver Grove rye. This is listed as barrel proof without chill filtration, so it's unfiltered. 4 years old is all it is, 110.3 proof. So seems a little young for New Riff. They've obviously had some 8-year releases, though. I'm sure they're going to have 9-year very, very soon. Mash bill on this, 65% corn, 30% rye, 5% malted barley. It says on the back that this was inspired by a 1933 bottling of Silver Grove bourbon. So not pre-prohibition, but for whatever reason, it's a bottle that they are trying to recreate from 1933. So, all right, who else in the chat real quick? Chris Jenkins. Chris, welcome. Thanks for posting my Patreon link there. So if you haven't done so already, everybody go check out my Patreon. I have been starting to do some giveaways on there. Try to keep people a little bit involved. I need to do that more than getting involved with that. But Chris Jenkins also has a channel, Below Average Bourbon. So go check his channel out. He's on Instagram and YouTube at Below Average Bourbon. You can find Chris on there. Bourbon Spice, welcome. Eric Mays, driving down the road. We'll be listening. All right, great. Welcome, Eric. Slapshot, Brian, cheers. Dave Vogelsang, cheers, Dave. I got to meet Dave this past month since last stream at the 21090 meetup in Baltimore. So I hadn't met him before, so I got to meet him in person. Unfortunately, I didn't talk with him a whole lot, so I need to meet him again and get some time to talk, Dave. It was great meeting you, great seeing you. And all right, I think that's caught up on the chat. Just gonna let these air for a bit. You can just in the glass, I can see that the old Dominick's definitely darker. It's obviously older, 7 years versus 4 years. I did a little bit of research on old Dominick Distillery. The they're out of Memphis, Tennessee, and they really just restarted their whiskey business in 20 teens. I think they came up with the idea in 2014 and started putting stuff down in 2017. They built the distillery and started distilling their own stuff, and we're doing that in 2017. So they're 7 years old is right where they've got coming out now. But they've got some history there. They're fifth generation family. They had their great grandfather, I guess, came over from Italy as a teenager, settled in Memphis, wound up starting up a produce business, and had the big. It's called it. His name was Dominico Canali. So Dominick is where the Dominico comes from, but but it was D Canali was the produce business. They also did a beer and wine, actually wine first. I think they had wine and beer distributor, and they did get into whiskey back before Prohibition, but that went away, and with Prohibition, and had been gone until 2017 when they started distilling again. So it's one of those family stories, right? So everybody loves a story, but they supposedly have some history there. Let me get Dave's got a comment here. So Dave Vogelsang saying Silver Grove 2024 is very good in his opinion. Bought 3 bottles of it and like it more than Silver Grove 2025. Nah, I had quite a bit of the Silver Grove 2024 myself. I went to Bardstown Bourbon Festival last year, and had a 3-day pass and went there. I don't know if I went all 3 days or I just went 2 days. I think I just went 2 days, but definitely hit up the New Riff tent and was drinking the Silver Grove while I was there quite a bit. And then I had some more besides that at some other events, but I did not ever buy a bottle of the 2024. I don't think they were selling it at the Bardstown Bourbon Festival. They said you had to go to the distillery to get it for whatever reason. So, all right, nice. There's a Simon Delvecchia. Cheers, Simon. Saw you on Ben's stream last night, so I hadn't seen you in a while. But if anybody doesn't know Simon, he's from Australia, so he's one of our friends from down under there. But yeah, nice to see you, Simon. All right, so that's all I know about these guys. Like I say, these are both straight bourbons, both barrel proof. Both actually, the Silver Grove is not a single barrel. It even says it's a blend at somewhere, but it is cask strength. So 110 proof on the Silver Grove, 122 on the Old Dominick. So let me do the Silver Grove first. So give it a nose and a taste. That's nice. The there's John Kranz. Hello, John. How you doing? Welcome. And yeah. When I went to the distillery, I actually did stop in the distillery a few weeks ago and pick this up. They had the bourbon and the rye. They were both only $50-something. So their normal single barrels that are in the stores around here are $50. So it might have been a few dollars more than a normal single, like $5 more, maybe not, certainly no more than $10 more than a normal single barrel there. So a little younger, but it is a blend that they're going for a taste profile here. I'm definitely getting a lot of caramel on the nose. So smell a little bit of spiciness there. We give it a quick taste. Cheers. Yeah, it's got a good cinnamon spiciness, spicy cinnamon spiciness. So not a lot of oak. The caramel is there on the taste though too, so it's got a good taste, good spice level. It's lingering here too, so nice finish on that. So took a sip of water, and the finish hadn't even finished yet, so kind of ruined that finish. But all right, give the old Dominick a chance here. So it it's got a little bit of wood influence on the nose. Yes, Simon, I agree. It is quite a bit darker than the other one there. Absolutely thicker on the mouthfeel. I mean, as soon as it hit my tongue, it was just thick. It's not as spicy as the Silver Grove. It definitely has a cinnamon spice, though, also. The spice is kind of hitting late, though. It's that coating of the tongue, it stays on the tongue, and the spice is digging in there. So it does definitely have spiciness, so it might not be spicier than Silver Grove. But the way it hit, it was almost like a weeder hits the edges of your tongue. This is not a weeder. At least to my knowledge, it's not. Yeah, 52%. It actually says right here, 52% corn, 44% rye, 4% malted barley. So high rye drifter, right? So a little chocolatey there, maybe. So it's got some sweetness there. It's I said the Silver Grove had some caramel on it. This has caramel also, but it's a darker, richer caramel that leads right into the chocolate taste with that cinnamon. Long finish on this also. Nice. I'd say that is very, very, very drinkable there. So it's delicious. That thickness and warmth, it just feels warm on the tongue. It's not hot going down or anything, but just gives you that thick, warm, almost candy bar kind of taste. So very nice. I really like that. I'll keep these guys handy, but all right. So what we got here? We got almost quarter after. I plan on going at least an hour every month, or every time I go do this. And last week I definitely went over an hour and 20 minutes. So the time flew. So if it does that every month, who knows? I definitely may wind up going longer. But definitely want to do some samples with somebody. So I don't see anybody on stream. Speak up if you know you've sent me samples, but I don't see anybody on stream. Did I have any samples from? Ben, Whiskey Uncensored might have been a possibility. Although I think I only had a couple of samples from him, and I think I drank them. So got some stashed away. Got many samples stashed away. So I could just go for a random sample. Something I've been holding on to for a while, but I don't know what it might be. So let's I've got a some Baker drink samples here. I'm gonna pull one out. I've got a Penelope toasted here, 115 proof Penelope bourbon, toasted bourbon. So we'll pull him out and drink him. So I believe this bottle is actually brown, so I can't tell the color on it. So Simon, if you're still there, how's the weather down there? Is it cold right now? It's wintertime for you guys. I know it's the middle of summer for us, so it's probably middle of winter for you. Crazy climates going on. You never know what it's going to be anywhere. So, all right. So this is a Penelope toasted barrel. One 115 proof. Don't know what the age is on it. On the nose, I'm getting a yeastiness, which is probably a younger thing, so it's probably pretty young. There's Sugar Kitty. Cheers. How you doing? Welcome. Glad you make it. All right, give this guy a sip. Yeah, I think I've had 4 or 5 Penelope bottles so far, and definitely had a cask strength. Definitely had a couple of architects. Had one finished one that I know of. So I finished off my cask strength and one of my architects. So they've been good. I really enjoyed them. Was not surprised when MGP bought them back. So Wayne Arnold, cheers, welcome, good to see you. So I met Wayne on a barrel pick last year. So we went to Wild Turkey with Mash and Drum and our Journey Mash and Journey. Did some barrel picks and yeah, it was nice. It was in fact, I mean, we wound up picking 3 barrels, so there was 2 Russell's reserves that got released and a rye. So the all great pours. Um, the rye, they called it the Christmas rye. Came out right. They released it right before Christmas, which was cool. And it was a barrel proof rye. So which their barrel proof rye is not really barrel proof, right? It's 100 and I don't know what it was, 100 and something proof. All right, cool. The but what I paused on that was I'm actually thinking that Kelsey Dime was there on that pick with us, who is the trademark here of the High Rye Drifter. Kelsey, I think he was there. Um, yeah, I think he was. So that was a cool pick. Like I say, we picked 3 barrels, and they're all pretty good stuff. So I've sampled some of it out. I got all 3 bottles. Could sample some more out. Anybody's interested. So Wayne, are you talking about my history tour around Versailles, Kentucky? There, yeah, obviously the distilleries in Anderson County and in Lawrenceburg, there in Anderson County. But the hotel that everybody's staying at, I was not. I actually drove back home. but the hotel I was staying at was in Versailles, and we had a little bit of a bottle share and went out to dinner. And I worked in Versailles for 8 or 9 years, so that's probably what he's talking about, my history around town with the Versailles. So Bourbon and Balls, welcome, cheers. I don't know if you made it last month, but if you did, great, welcome back. If not, I'm glad you made it this month. So yeah, this Penelope Toasted is drying on the tongue. The oakiness on it is very drying. It doesn't have a lot of spice. It's got a good flavor. I like the flavor. The mouth feels definitely thinner. The High Ride Drifter, man, that's thick stuff there. But I would say out of these first two glasses, it's it doesn't compare. So hey, there's 21090. I'm sure that's Todd, and I see Chris posted a link. So cheers, Todd. Cheers, guys. As I was mentioning earlier, I went to their meetup in Baltimore last month and met some new people. Met some people I'd already met before, so that was fun. But it's always great to meet new people also. So it's a good meetup. Those things go so fast. It's like when they're done and you're gone, you're like, oh man, I wish I would have done this. Wish I would have done that. So there was definitely some more time to spend doing certain things. But we enjoyed it. My wife with me, we enjoyed it. So yeah, I think I actually talked to Andy more than you, Todd. So nothing wrong with that though. The good seeing both you guys, and always good talking with you. So oh, it's so caramelly. This one has something on it. Should have labeled these. I'm trying to keep them in order. They're both looking pretty dark right now, though. This one was way darker, but now they're looking the same. So I've been trying to keep them in order, not mix them up. Bourbon and Balls, talking about that Reveries 9. Yep, that was, oh yeah, and Todd's talking about the heat wave there. Yeah, it was the middle of the heat wave, which I know summer's not over, but we're in a little bit of a lapse right now. But that Reveries 9 was solid, awesome stuff. I can't imagine the Reveries 16, is that what the other one is that's coming out? So, but the Reveries 9 was good stuff. Sampling both these again, the two bottles over here. I definitely did mix them up. The Dominick has a thicker mouthfeel. It's easy to tell. Both great flavors though. Um, really like that Silver Grove. Um, the have not compared it with, up against the 24 version, but like I say, I did enjoy the 24 version. What's at my wall? The all right, so he's asking, Todd's asking what I'm sipping on. So my two sips here that I just resipped are this Silver Grove 2025 bourbon and this old Dominick pick which was High Ride Drifter from Hello Good Whiskey Friends, Dusty Dan, Drifting Grams, and Bourbon of the Week. So I hope these were fresh cracks at the beginning of this stream. And yeah, they're both very excellent. My next one I was sent when you came on was actually a Penelope toasted bourbon, and it's good, and I've really enjoyed a lot of Penelopes, but it does not equal either one of these. And I say all that because I've been waiting for somebody to come on stream that I have some samples of, and Todd, I've got some 21090 samples. So there we go. There's my next pour, all picked. And in fact, if you want to come on stream or anything, let me know. I can bring you on with me. But I've got I won a sample pack of yours that was let me find it. All right. Oh boy. Don't tell me I didn't label these guys. You might be able to translate. No, that's fine. You don't have to come on. These were releases. They are named. It's a Mount Vernon, a Shermont, or maybe it's Sherman K and a Sherman C. I don't know, and a George. So you tell me what these are. These were releases local to your area, and tell me which one I should try. So I've got a Mount Vernon, a George, and two Shermans, but they got different letters after them, I believe. So, and I forget the details on these. I should have wrote it. I put it in a baggie. I've been labeling all my samples because I've got some Maryland Heritage series. There we go, and I've been labeling the things as they come in now and keeping notes because I've got some samples from 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know where they came from. So now I've got everything at least documented who gave them to me. So I know these came from 21090, but I should have put some notes on here what they actually are. So Sherbrooke, Sherwood, Mount Vernon. All right, which one should I try, Todd? I'll crack one open, pour it, and what do you think might be the best one here, or should I try these Sherwoods, if that's what you said? Those look like they're darker than the Mount Vernon and the George. I don't know why, but all 14-year-old MGP rye blends. All right, excellent. All right, so it's a Sherbrooke, a Sherwood. Ah, I see that now. Yeah, this one is the Sherbrooke. This one is a Sherwood. All right, do the Sherwood. That is this guy. It's funny you say that. I don't think I'm not sure if I can see these. There's 3 yellow labels and a pink. The Sherwood is the pink. So I'm doing the pink label. So there, Ben's back. Welcome, Ben. Glad you made it back. Yeah. Richie Z, good to see you, man. I know you made it last month. Glad you could make it again. Second Saturday of the month is when I plan on doing these. So mark it on your calendar. I don't know when you get notified. When I post a link to it or whatever and all that, if you do it then, or if you don't get notified till it goes live. So Sugar Key's saying, I think the Sherbrooke is the on profile. Mount Vernon is good, but well different. Sherwood is the winner. Sherwood is the winner. And that's what I'm drinking, right? I'm drinking the Sherwood. So wow, that is a crazy interesting nose. I'm getting a candy sweetness and a medicinal note at the same time. And the candy sweetness, maybe that's a gum, like a sugary coating on like a pink gum. What were those? What are those gums that come in those little packs? The wax packs and all that. Bazooka. It's almost like a candy bazooka flavor. But I'm definitely getting some medicinal in there too. So, all right, very interesting on the nose. Cheers on the taste. Going for a second sip. Interesting. Very drying on the tail end. The front end of it though, not a lot of spice. Not a lot of spice. It's got some sweetness. It's got some dryingness on the back end. Interesting. Oh, I didn't mean to turn that off. So Todd says the guys at Drug City and Alvar found around 30 barrels sitting in a Maryland warehouse and bought them. Decided to blend them and make these three whiskeys. Okay, cool. The and Drug City, I went there last year. I was doing work up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and I was up there for a month or so last year. And I did drive down to Drug City twice. I mean, it's only a little over an hour drive from Harrisburg, and definitely a cool store. You know, Todd had recommended it. They have a lot of picks there. I picked up, I think I picked up at least one pick of theirs, but I picked up several other bottles that were just great price. I mean, things I either was looking for and I couldn't find anymore, and they were there. So I was actually hunting, or just things that were just I could get, but they were like way cheaper there at Drug City in Maryland. So it's a cool store. Cool store. I mean, tucked away, um, at least off the interstate. It was back in a neighborhood kind of place and all that, but it was cool. Right on. I mean, it's right on a busy street though. But all right, that is different. The nose and the taste is different, so it's nice. Scroll back up. Um, I see Independent Joe has popped in. Um, I think I said hi to Richie Z, but scrolling down. Yeah. So Independent Joe's here. Cheers, Joe. Um, once again, cheers, Richie. Cheers, Ben. Ben, I know you were the first one that popped in the chat and said hi before I went live. Glad you came back. Um, I mentioned you when I was going through the early comments that I was watching your live stream last night, and I've actually been in Orlando again for the last 2 weeks, And yesterday I pretty much slept 16 hours. But I did wake up and was watching your stream before I fell back asleep. And I watched it pretty much until you were talking about your day in Arizona. Yeah, I mean, you were going through your trip, you know, your and Bonnie's trip, until you mentioned your day with Joe, Independent Joe. So that sounded super exciting, super cool that y'all got to meet up. That Austin Williams. Um, that Wild Turkey stuff was super cool. The Loved it. So um, all right, and I've been searching for people to do samples with. This sample I'm doing right now was a 21090 sample pack that I won on one of their streams. That was a forget the name, Sugar Kitty, the Drop Our Knowledge, I think said what it was. Uh, Something Heritage Blend. I don't know, it was Maryland or Virginia Heritage Blend, but it was a Sherwood, Sherbrooke, Mount Vernon um, things. And I drank the Sherwood here, which was a rye. I will say it's better than the first sample I grabbed, which was from Baker Drinks, which was a Penelope toasted bourbon. So, which as much as I like Penelope, it fell flat after drinking this new Riff Silver Grove and old Dominick store pick. So, or not store pick, but barrel pick from Hello Good Whiskey Friends, Drifting Drams, Dusty Dan, and Bourbon of the Week, Chris over there. So, all right. Ben's asking, did I go through all the samples he sent me? Damn it, Ben. I don't know what I did with your samples. You remember what you sent? Now, Joe, I have multiple packs of Joe's samples, and I got some killers from Joe. So, and like I say, anybody's welcome to come on stream if they want. Um, I can pull a sample and try it next. Um, if you're interested, Joe, let's do that. I've got a whole pack of Joe's picks here. I've got several orphan barrels. I've got an Old Forester 150. What do y'all think? Oh shit, there's Katie. Welcome, Katie Turk. I've actually got some samples from the Turks from Katie, so I could do your samples too. So what do y'all think? Joe, let me bring Joe on next. Let me send you the link, Joe. Should have had all this prepped. Live and learn, right? So that's my second live stream. What? Oh, hold on, that was it. Find my link here. There it is. I'm going to forward this to Joe. Oh, no, that's not it. Damn it. I definitely got to get better at this. There's Chris Jenkins dropping some links to Drifting Drams. Thank you, Chris. And as I mentioned, Chris has a channel, Below Average Bourbon. Obviously, 21090, I've been chatting with. That's their channel name, Todd. The Turks are Drifting Drams, so go check them out. Independent Joe, go check out Independent Joe. He's got a channel definitely doing a lot of lives, doing a lot of reviews also. So, and you know what, I live and learn on this one. I emailed myself the link earlier, and I should have pinned it. There we go. All right. Live and learn on that one. Independent Joe. All right, we'll see if that works. But yeah, Katie, I've got a sample pack from you and Ethan. So could definitely do one of your samples today also. I don't remember what's in it. I'd have to drag it out, but I do remember there was some, I want to say Wyoming whiskey in there. It was, I think it was a Nancy Fraley barrel. So I don't know if that sounds right or not, but there was some other stuff in there too. But I think I remember the Wyoming was interesting to me that I have not tried yet. So. All right, I've got to start labeling these glasses. I think I've got them in order though. This Sherwood, I just picked it up and was sipping on it as I was talking to Katie there. This is turned very sweet to me all of a sudden. So I think I noticed, I saw on the nose it had like a bubblegum nose. Yeah, it's very sweet on the taste now. There you go. Bourbon and Balls, sub to Drifting Drams. Chris Jenkins dropped the link. Awesome. That's how this stuff works. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Bourbon and Balls. That was an enjoyable sip, that Sherwood. And I've got a little bit left. I'll set it off to the side here, but that that kicked the Penelope's ass. I'll tell you that. So take a little sip there. All right, Wayne, a little bit ago asked, "Is anyone doing the Bourbon Cigar and Jazz in Bardstown on September 6th?" I don't have any plans to, Wayne. Is that the kickoff to the Bardstown Bourbon Festival? Is that like the Wednesday night thing? Um, I know you. The, I think tickets to that are sold separately and all that. Anybody can go to the kickoff thing. Let me know. I mean, I don't have any plans to, but doesn't mean that I couldn't make it. So yeah, so that Sherwood I just finished was 14-year-old MGP rye. So, and these other three bottles, he said these are all 14-year-old MGP rye. So they found these 30 barrels, Drug City and somebody else they blended these and put these out. So that was definitely interesting, but definitely unique and one off. So. All right, I see Ben's comment. Um, so use another stream, not a clue what I sent. Oh shit. Um, I know I drank some of what you sent. Um, I don't know that I drank all of it though, but I also was going through my samples today, and I didn't see any that were labeled from you. So that I could pick up and try tonight on my live stream. So doesn't mean I don't have any sitting around, but I didn't see any. So here's Richie Z. Just poured some Pendleton 1910 10-year. It's still pretty good halfway through the bottle. I don't even know what that is, Richie. So Pendleton 1910. Yeah, not familiar with it. The Watch Hill Proper Festival next Saturday. Hey, Bourbon and Balls. I went to that last year, had a great time, and I see Wayne answered me. He says it's at Heaven Hill Saturday. So that could possibly be the same night as the Watch Hill Proper thing. Um, yeah, it's basically the kickoff of bourbon month. I think September is bourbon month, right? So all kinds of events going on. I went to the Watch Hill Proper event last year and had a good time. It was a rain out though, man. It was in the middle. It was the thunderstorm, rain out, crazy, but it was still had a good time. It was good. Lots of samples, lots of good stuff. I was thinking about going again this year. Um, I really hadn't been paying attention to the date, so if it's next weekend, it has definitely snuck up on me. Because I was planning on going again this year, um, but I'll check into it. So, and then in Wayne's response, the Heaven Hill thing, yeah, I guess I don't have any plans on going to that. Um, a lot of these things, not a lot of them, I should say. Some of these things definitely sell out. So I don't know the Heaven Hill thing, what it involves, but it could be one of those things that sells out or not. Um, there's Chris dropping Richie. Uh-oh, that was not the right. I clicked on the link. There's Chris dropping Richie's Instagram. Make sure you get the right Richie Z on Instagram. So I see Richie thanked him, so thanks. Hopefully it's the right one. All right, all right. I got Joe in the background here, so I haven't been paying attention, Joe. I hope you haven't been there for more than a couple minutes. So you ready to go? Thumbs up. We will do this here. Let me figure out how to get you side by side.
There you
go. There we go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but for some reason I can barely hear you on my speaker here. I have it all the way up to like 50 something, which would drown out sound. But maybe I know on YouTube you sound good, so I don't understand why it's not coming through here.
All right, is that better?
What's that?
Is that better?
Well, I raised it on my end as up to 74% volume, which would be blaring right now if it was something else, but it's fine. All right. It's fine. I can hear you.
Okay. Well, I raised it up across the board, so other people let me know if that's too loud or if.
Yeah, I mean, you sound good on YouTube. I was listening to it on YouTube, and then for some reason on my speaker here, it's not resonating. I guess I don't know. Okay. It's fine though. I can make out what you're saying.
It might be too loud. I'm going to turn it down a hair. I'm going to leave it turned up, but
it's got to be on my end, so it's not on your end. Don't worry about it.
All right. Okay. All right.
Cheers, brother. How you doing? How's your weekend?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Ready to pour something with you? What are we pouring together?
Well, I've got an Old Forester 150, and I've got a couple orphan barrels of yours. So, what sounds better?
Anything light.
Blood Oath, Pack 10.
Okay.
Or Orphan Barrel, Indigo's Hour. Not that one. Not that one. Yeah, that's the. I thought I had two Blood Oaths, but one's actually a Orphan Barrel, or one's an Orphan Barrel, one's a Blood Oath. So one of those, or a Old Forester 150.
Up to you. I mean, what proof point were you have you been sipping on?
I've been hovering right around the mid 110, 115 range.
So Orphan Barrel is going to be at, or Blood Oaths, they're both going to be around sub 100 proof. Do you want to go down or do you want to go up?
I don't know. What's up?
Well, what the 150th is up. If we're going to do 150th.
Let's do it. Let's do the 150th.
Okay, let's do that. Let me grab it. And that is at 126.4.
126. All right. So yeah, so in this same batch you sent me, I've got a a Penelope Havana and a Rye 3 cigar blend you sent with that. So
The what?
the Rye 3 cigar blend and the Penelope Havana. But yeah, the Soul Forcer 150. I've been wanting to dig into this guy, so let's do it.
All right. Let me have a seat with you. Okay. Yeah. So last weekend was able to meet up with Ben and Z-Man and Bonnie. Me and Miss Independent Joe went out to go see them in Arizona. So that was pretty cool.
That sounded cool. I was listening last night. That whole Austin Nichols Wild Turkey thing sounded really cool.
Yeah, Ben gave me a 80th or 80 proof 375, and it was really good. And so I was like, man, did they have any more? Of course, you ask that question once you taste something good. Is like, do they have any more?
Right.
And he said they had one more because I think Ben, even though he is uncensored, is not without heart, and he did leave one on the counter. So he bought a few and then he left one on the counter like a gentleman. And so
Well,
I was able to go get that one.
Made you crack it. Y'all drank half of it. So then you had to go back and buy the one that was left.
Yeah, the backup one.
That's what it sounded like. Yeah.
I bought a few. Also, there was some Austin Nichols 81 proofers. So grabbed a couple of those.
Nice.
There was 3 there. I
Ron.
bought 2, left one on the counter like a gentleman.
Yeah. Nice. Well, those little 50 milliliter, the little airplane bottles, those sounded cool. So
yeah.
Are those are 101, right?
101. Yep.
Yeah.
I drank half of it. I thought it was fine, and then I threw the other half in the 81 in the 81 bottle. So
okay.
What are you thinking? What's on the nose? What are you getting on the nose on this 150th?
I'm definitely getting higher alcohol content than what I've been drinking. Proofier. I'm getting some fruit though for the first time tonight. So
yeah, definitely getting some nice fruit pie.
Yeah, there's some fruit. There's
some
fruit
nice a little bit of raspberry with mixed with some jam.
I can go with that raspberry jam. But yeah, that's the first fruit I've smelled tonight, so that's nice.
Cheers, everybody. Danny Road, everybody who said cheers.
Yep, cheers. Let's go for it.
Cheers, y'all. Remember, everybody deployed. Cheers.
Fruity.
There's a nice root beer on this palate. I don't know if you get that, but little fruity root beer though. Has a little bit of fruit mixed in with the root beer.
Root beer.
That's what I'm getting. I'm not saying that's what you should get. I'm just little bit of leathery tones coming from it.
I can see that. There we go. That proof that there's that kick, right?
Yeah, I woke up this morning, man. I had an incredible headache, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna relax today. I'm not gonna drink today. And then, you threw the invite out there. I was like, well, I mean, shoot, I got to get on here and have a pour with you. So
very good, nice. Cheers, Mark. Yeah, this I was trying to keep up with Richie Z's conversation there, something about sherry and con something, but this is definitely a little higher proof. It's not that. What do you say? This is 120 something.
126.4.
I mean, I definitely was drinking some 112, 115, so it's not like incredibly higher. but
Yeah.
it's noticeably higher though. So, or the other ones were drinking,
Oh yeah.
drinking more at their proof point, and that maybe this one's not. So,
I think there's heat on this, but I think it's a full flavored rounded heat. It isn't just hot to be hot.
yeah.
There's flavor along with it. So
And
I like it. I gave a bottle to my brother. It was the same batch, so I gave it to him because he gave me a bottle, and I gave him a bottle. And
yeah, this says batch 2 on the sample here. How many batches have there been? Do you know?
there's 3 batches.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's nice.
20. These came out in 2020.
You can kind of see on my shelf over here. And the Old Forester barrel proofs are generally hot. I mean, I'm not going to argue that. So,
Yeah.
the 1915, not 1920, sorry, 1920, 1915 is sweet, but 19 it's a blend.
Yeah.
The 1920 is very good. I like it. The 1924, this year's batch, I've really loved it. I went all in on it. I bought like 3 bottles of the 1924 this year.
Now, did you see the President's Choice in your area?
Well, I have managed to snag a couple of President's Choices over the last year. That one they just released when they did the rye and the bourbon the same day. That was the first rye.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see any of those and I try to get online and buy them because they ship to Kentucky, but I didn't get them online either.
Yeah.
But this past year they've had multiple President's Choice releases, all bourbons.
Yeah.
And I've got a couple of them.
Nice.
I haven't opened them. I've got a couple unopened. But,
You haven't opened them.
no, I've been holding on to them. So,
just in case the apocalypse comes, then you can have something stored and ready to go, sealed, not tainted.
But yeah, I've been trying to do some, look online and see if people have the same, because there's actually there's a bunch of different releases now, right? I don't even know if they put a number on them. I think maybe they do, but I'd have to go look. I'm looking at one across the room, but I can't read the label. But it's like I actually found one of the ones I have online where somebody kind of did a halfway review of it, like, oh, this bottle, da, 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 and just talking about it. And of course, Old Forester gives you their own little review, like, or their flavor profile, like this is what it is on the palate and on the nose, the palate, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, and those things don't always hold true for anybody, right? They're individualistic, right?
Yeah.
But it's
they,
like
they probably copy and paste from other stuff that they see online.
Well, it's funny. The first one I bought that I got, I saw those flavor profiles online, and I bought it. And then after the fact, I tried to go back and get those, and they weren't there anymore. It's like because it wasn't available anymore. It's like, I should have recorded that or copy and pasted it or something, or at least did a screen capture, right? So the second one I bought, I did that. I've got the flavor profiles from Old Forester for the second one I have, but the first one I don't. But I think the first one is the one I actually found somebody else online talking about. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So I'm just curious about them. So.
So what do you think?
It's got a good medium viscosity on mouthfeel. It's not thin.
No, doesn't dry out. Doesn't dry out my palate at all, even at this high proof.
Dry out my palate either. Yeah, those last few that I was drinking were drying me out. This one does not. It's more lush. It's almost hydrating my palate. And
Cheers,
even though I did choke up on that first sip there, I mean, as I mentioned last month, my wife and daughter laugh at me all the time. I'd usually choke up like whenever I start drinking, I choke up one time. And then it's like, that was it. That was my choke. Even though I've been drinking a bunch. Oh, there was my choke.
Yeah, we were supposed to do a review. It still hasn't happened yet. I still haven't cracked that bottle.
I have not either, Joe. Man, I got it sitting here. So I've got it sitting here. So the who's that? Wayne Arnold, great snag. Always grab those Austin Nichols bottles. Absolutely. I mean, I haven't seen one in forever.
Cheers,
So.
Rich Easy.
Let me scroll down. I'm sure he's talking about some scotch.
It's all love in this building. This community is freaking awesome.
Oh, look at that. We've got Elijah Craig on stream. Let's see. Cool.
So you all be on the lookout. At some point, myself and DMC here are going to do a review on what was it? Warehouse Eye.
So it's an Old Forester 117 series, Warehouse Eye, yeah. So and I yeah, cool. I was gonna say, since then I just snagged on my I just snagged a 117 extra old, which is 1910 extra old. Since then I've grabbed one of those that I plan on giving away on my year-end Patreon. So
nice.
So those are nice. I love the 117 series. They're
B525. I've seen it, Richie Z, but I don't know, man. I just they've came out with so many different products this year. ECBP. I haven't tried to go and snag one. I think I might get one before the end of the year, but I'm not in a hurry to grab it. The Bs are the only ones I get. I don't know about yourself. If I'm going to grab an ECBP, I only grab the Bs, unless of course, like C923, when they had that, I grabbed it as well because why not?
The bees have my heart. I love the bees.
Yeah.
I grab B's and C's. The A's I typically stay away from. But my first one I ever had was a B. That's one of the reasons I fell in love with bourbon.
B519, I think it's the first.
B519. I've got two of them stashed away. I've drank two of them. That's what I fell in love with it, man. Crazy stuff.
Wayne Arnold grabbed one at Liquor Barn last week. It's a really good bottle.
Was that the B? I hope, because I've been passing on the A's for months. What is this now? This is already August. I've been passing on the A's for months and months and months. I haven't seen a B yet, but I'll pick one up for sure. And it's I've got Old Forester. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is my number one. That's my, that has, like I say, it has my heart.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. And I've got so many stashed away that I find myself not buying them sometimes because I got too many of them already. But I still buy them. I still drink them. They're good stuff. So I see Wayne, you're in the chat there still. You cracked an Old Forester Black Label store pick. What store was that from? Somewhere down by you or somewhere somebody else might have? I've got my Black Label right here, which is from Frankfurt Avenue. Sorry, Joe, I finished off my 150.
Oh, no worries.
And that was great. Um, was it the best thing I had tonight, though? I should have said that, but in some aspects it was. I mean, it was. I really liked the nose.
Yeah.
I really liked the taste, the mouthfeel.
Yeah.
I don't remember the finish so much. It was lacking in the finish compared to some other stuff tonight, but it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. Now I don't know what the price on that was, but everything else here I've been drinking tonight has been sub $100 for sure. Some things more like $50. So,
Well, I appreciate you having this pour with me. I'm gonna go ahead and let you get back to doing your show and stuff. But I appreciate you having this pour with me. I'll see you on the next one.
awesome. Thank you, man.
Hey, cheers, brother.
Cheers. Let me grab it as something
Hit
else.
that like button, everybody. Cheers.
Thanks. All right, there was Joe. All right, this is not a sample here, but I'm going to go ahead and pour a Old Forester Black Label. This is from Frankfurt Avenue Liquors here in Louisville. This was the first Black Label I ever got once they started releasing these guys, and I believe I got Bourbon Whiskey Uncensored. I believe he got one of these also via me, hand delivered. So, but yeah, that was one of the first ones that came out. So they're obviously a 100 proof. So they're not cast strengths. All right, I've been missing the Chad. I know. Said hi to Mark Emnecker. I hope. I think I highlighted him a second. Gandy. I said hi to. Bourbon, no, Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiast. So welcome. I don't know if I've seen you before, but glad you're here. Welcome. And scrolling down. There's a. Did I click on the wrong thing? Oh, yeah, I did. Mark saying we have some more shells. Okay. I think you're talking about the actual, not what's on the shelves, but the shelves themselves. Okay. I can believe that. Um, yes, the black labels used to be 90 proof. And I remember having one of those and thought it was overpriced when I bought it. This is 6, 7 years ago. And now the black labels they're 100 proof, and they seem like a good deal when you find them because they're only generally $60, $70, so yeah, there you go. Wine. That's the appeal of the black label. It's all the flavor, everything you like from an Old Forester without the heat from the full proof. That's yeah. I mean, I love Old Forester. My only problem I have is some of their full proofs or some of their cast strengths are just too hot. And I guess the solution is that you can add water, right? Um, I should experiment with that. How much water to add? Can you add? Can you add a little bit of water? Can you proof it down yourself? Can you make it to where it's right into your wheelhouse, right in your flavor profile? Because I have not done that. So, I see Mark's talking now. He's talking about the shelves. So not just the shelves, but what's on the shelves. Um, so the Old Foresters and the Old Granddad's 7, yeah. So he's talking about what's on the shelves also. So all right. This is nice. All right, I'm going to do one more sample before I go, since I don't know who else is here. Joe was great seeing you, Joe. Thanks for coming on. Like I said, hi to Dave Bays. I know people have been saying hit that like. People that are here, only people are here right now. 17 watching in my what it says over here. Wow, this black label is at this point very crushable. Love that word, crushable, but it's sweet. It's not hot. It's got some spice. It's like, oh, this is nice. Of course, I just drank several cask strengths, and then an Old Forester 150, which was up to 126, 27 proof. And this is delicious now. So, I think Wayne's saying he's the same thing. If you were drinking some cask strength and stuff, and then you switch to this, it's like, oh, this is amazing. Definitely very nice, very nice. I'm going to go ahead and finish that off. All right, I'm going to grab one more pour, one more sample. Trying to remember what I have laying around. I've got a couple of samples. I don't know who sent them. So I'm going to drink a Weller Foolproof. Can't read the label too much. A Weller Foolproof store pick. So if Sugar Kitty's still here, I'm sure he'll drop the knowledge. But I think the Weller Foolproofs are 114 proof. Shit. I'm just going to try to pull this whole thing off. I can't get the. Oh, there we go. It worked. I couldn't get the cellophane off there. Surely I got a clean glass here somewhere. All right, these are not my normal Glens. These are the Kentucky Bourbon Trail Glens. This is a Weller Foolproof store pick. I don't know who sent me this. It's not a rye. Buffalo Bourbon enthusiasts. All right. Yeah, it does start right the name on the sample. Like, Richie, I realized that 2 years ago, and I started meticulously putting things in baggies with names on them and saying this is from this person, this from this person. So for the last 2 years, I've got samples, some of which I drank, some of which I've saved. So that's why I have samples from people that I know who they came from. But if it was 3-4 years ago, I may or may not know who it came from. I mean, so, and this is one of the ones that's in my pile of I'm not sure who sent it. So I don't know if anybody can recognize their writing. Weller Foolproof store pick. It doesn't say the proof. It doesn't say anything about it, but Weller Foolproofs, I think, and I have a Weller Foolproof somewhere on the shelf up here. I think they're 114 proof. I think they're basically barrel entry proof is when they call it foolproof. It's barrel entry proof. Oh, This is nice, nice, nice. This is grapey. It's what you hear about Buffalo Trace all the time. You hear about this grapiness. That is nice. I see somebody commenting to Beggar Drinks. So I guess Beggar Drinks is popped in. Maybe. No. Beggar was commenting about Beggar Drinks. What inspired me? Who's this? Beggar Drinks inspired me to put our logo on. There we go. Yeah, I absolutely do that with all the samples I send out now. I put my logo on it. So Bourbon Buffalo or Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiasts, you say put your logo on it. So you have a channel. If so, maybe I'm subscribed, maybe I'm not. But everybody check them out. Look for Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiasts. See if there's a channel. I will after the stream. If they are a channel and you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. So. Weller Foolproof. I like it. It's very nice. It's got the grapiness on the nose. It's got sweetness on the tongue. It's not a super. It's a thin mouthfeel. It's not thick or anything. But it's got some spiciness. It's got the sweetness. It's everything you're looking for in a bourbon. I know Wellers are a wheated bourbon, so they're not generally as spicy as their eyes. See, Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiast says he uses Nimbot. I that's what I have purchased also. I have a Nimbot label printer. So I use it. Got my logo on there now. I just started using that this year. So for the last couple of years, I've been just printing on my laser printer, and I always print the the bottle, the bourbon or the age, the proof, whatever. And I always put at the bottom either dmc-ky or Prescription Bourbon. But now with the Nimbot, I put my little Prescription Bourbon logo on the side. So very nice, easy to do. All right. So like I say, I don't know who sent me this. This is probably was at least 2 years ago that somebody sent me this. Weller Foolproof. Did I have some guesses who sent me this? I did. The only guess that comes to mind is Dan from Devil's Dogs. You know, egg roll, Devil's Dogs, Dan. But that may not have been who sent me that. It may be, it may not be. Richie Z, I definitely plan on being there. So if you're thinking about coming, it'd be great to see you again, man. A lot of people would love to see you there. So, but I went last year, went the year before to the summer jam in at Sagamore. Last year was the Barstown Blitz at Barstown Bourbon Company. This year it's going to be at Heaven Hill. Be great to see everybody there. So, all right. It is now 20 after the hour. I'm trying to scroll through here. I think I've commented on most of the chat. Don't know if I've missed anybody. If I have, I apologize. But thanks for watching, everybody. We'll do this every month. I'll try to do something at the beginning, whether it's news or history or some kind of sample, and then we'll get into some samples that people have sent me. So if you want to send me some samples, feel free. You can find me at prescriptionbourbon@gmail.com. You can email me. We can swap samples. You can send me samples. If you want to send me a blind flight, I can do blind flights also. Love it. Thanks, Richie. Appreciate it. I hope this month was smoother than last. There might be some dead air in there where I was thinking and not talking, but I think the video quality is probably better this month. We'll find out. I don't know as I'm live streaming, but I think it is. Love it. All right. Cheers, everybody. Remember, all bourbon is whiskey, but all whiskey is not bourbon. The best bourbon comes from Kentucky. Sorry. Cheers.